It's about to be party time. This is how you gotta deal with shit when you got nobody to help you. Maybe I can get it off. This shitty motorcycle maintenance YouTube channel isn't actually dead, it's just dormant. And the reason is because I got, well, everything out here. A couple people have asked me questions about motorcycles and stuff, and quite frankly I can't answer because I can't even get to them. And I'll show you why, because I've been working on this for a while. So I've got half my life out here, half my life up in the upstairs guest bedrooms. But I'm working on, well, I've got the walls painted, and I'm working on prepping the floor to epoxy it. I'm having a professional do the outside, because I'm not touching the garage floor. That thing's too screwed up. But I decided to give it a go inside of here, save myself some money, and whoo, this is involved. This is a dust factory. Actually, this is done pretty well, this Dust Deputy Cyclone thing on here, to limit the amount of dust that ends up in the air. But there's just mounds and piles of dust. And I've filled this several times, and I'm roughly halfway through. I look down and all these spots, these are usually low spots, and I might end up having to go back and hit all of those with the angle grinder as opposed to just leaving the big old 10-inch grinder that I rented from Home Depot at 10:17 this morning, and it's now 5:05 and I'm halfway done. I've blown out one angle grinder already. That one did a thing. Got an extra one of these. I chopped this way down so that the dust thing holds onto it better. The big thing I gotta figure out that I don't see in any other videos, because most people are doing garages, so you could power wash and just get all the shit out of it after it. I'm not exactly certain how I'm gonna get all the dust off the ground. I don't want to put everything down this floor drain, you know, one bit, which is why I kind of got it clogged up there, because I don't want to, you know, clog my floor drain, make an even bigger issue, trying to save a couple grand by doing it myself. And well, then I have to have somebody come bust this open to fix a water main. Not a water main, but you know, the big old drain. I did put some more lights up in here. Basically, I just want it to be a brighter, happier place when I'm in here in the horrible winter, when I'm, you know, tinkering on motorcycles and whatever kind of stuff that I do. But it's been a big undertaking. I'm not doing one of the Rust-Oleum kits, neither the polycuramine rock solid nor the whatever the other one's called, whatever their epoxy is. I don't know. I've got 8 kits of top coat primer, light gray, coming from Norklad, something like that, and then a urethane top coat that's going to go on top of it. So we'll see. It's roughly 925 square feet. I got just this part to do. And I just wanted to show this before, well, probably the next video that I end up actually doing will be in like a month or so when it's actually done. Went through and repaired all the cracks. I got a little bit more to do over there, but I got a couple more hours of this thing, then I got to get it back. So hopefully it turns out all right. I hope it does. This is the one house project I've really wanted to do. I don't like doing house projects, but if it benefits me and my tinkering and motorcycle stuff, that is one that I want to do. So anyway, you watched this far. Thanks for watching. right, I'll give you a couple tidbits, but this certainly isn't going to be a how-to video. This thing works really well. Oh, nice. This thing works really well at keeping dust from getting airborne. If I don't have this thing running, then it just goes all over the place. It's not going to collect everything. This dust is so damn heavy. Like that pile right there, 3 piles this size, I got to pull the bags out, double bag them, and then take them out, because there's going to be like 20, 25 pounds, and they just start ripping the bags open. This thing works pretty well, but to get into these areas, I can either go extremely hard on it to grind down and get into those lower areas, or I can go and hit it with that angle grinder. I think I don't have the greatest shot back. I mean, it's a 5.5 horsepower shot back. If I have it running on the same outlet as this thing, I start blowing breakers all over the house, which is really fun, especially when I've got my fucking aquariums upstairs and the fish are like, why do you keep shutting our air pump and filter off? We don't like that. So I've been making sure that I've not been doing that. I didn't actually blow out the angle grinder. This thing still works. This thing was $10.97 at Harbor Freight. The issue was that these screws were, they were never really tightened correctly from China. And then it just started shooting grease all over the place. So my original plan, and why I bought that second little Hercules dust thing, was I was just gonna buy 5 of these and treat them as disposables and just toss them when they were done. But those things are like 25 bucks. But then I was like, you know what, I'll buy the 7 amp one, because that was like 4.3 amp. I'll buy the 7 amp one with the Amazon 4.5 inch diamond grind wheel, and then put it on this thing. And this thing seems to be working pretty fine. I could probably keep going through and do most of it. Try to do a whole floor with that thing would take you, well, it'd take you forever, and I guarantee you'd blow the motor on it. I'm still trying to figure out how to deal with the dust. The brush is going to get most of it, but I got to get all of it, and I don't want to soak everything. But I have been thinking about soaking areas, which is why I grabbed this like the squeegee kind, and I might just buy an additional vacuum just to go wet vac on that thing. I have been wearing that dust mask, that whatever the 3M thing is with the particulate filters on it. I've got earplugs in 100% of the time because I don't want to blow up my hearing, which is something I've learned I need to do, and then I got safety glasses on the whole time. What else have I learned? That hose, way, way, way too long. It just ends up getting packed. This is probably a good advertisement for renting like a big industrial vacuum to go with this thing, and a better cyclone to go with this thing, but I don't have one. It's working with this. It keeps the dust levels down, so like I can still see. When I was grinding with the angle grinder, it's got this part on the attachment that you can flip it back, so well, it goes all the way when I don't have cords wrapped around it, but it allows you to get it right up next to the wall, which is great, but it doesn't catch all the dust then, and that's when this place turns into a crazy dust factory. Though it is tough with that diamond grinder. You try to get into certain areas and you can't get under things, and you leave these rough edges, but this is never going to get touched. I might come down here with the concrete repair just to try to smooth the edge a little bit. I don't know, the trim work on this is going to be nuts. It's the reason I'm doing 2 coats of that primer base coat, because I think half of it is going to get wasted in me doing the trim work. It's not as simple as cutting along an edge. Everywhere I've got this, everywhere I've left one of those lips when I can't get in with the grinder. Now, the reason I didn't just go and acid etch it, and I probably could have gotten away with just acid etching it with the muriatic acid, the hydrochloric acid, which opens up the pores in concrete without you having to grind it. I don't ever want to do this again. This is the only time I ever want to do this, and I would kick myself with how much time it's taken to do all the painting, moving everything around. I actually got to move these back in because I'm out of socks, so I need to do laundry again. But I don't want to redo this, so I figure let's just grind it, because that's what you're supposed to do, or you could shot blast it or something like that. Yeah, those are some of the things that I've learned. I've also learned I'm not terribly great at this. I'm sure I'll learn a whole lot more things when I'm trying to actually put the epoxy down and the urethane top coat, but I'm not going 100% solids. I'm going with the 52% solids, because what's going in out there, the pro people, they are putting in 100% solids with a full broadcast flake. I am doing no flake. I don't care if I see some imperfections. My biggest issue is that I drop shit on this floor and I can't find it. Like if a washer falls down, I can never find it because the floor looks like shit. Well, if it's a light gray, I'm gonna be able to see it. That's what I want. All I want is it for to not pop up. You know, I don't want the epoxy to pull up, and I want to be able to see stuff. If I still see some cracks and imperfections, I don't care. Flakes would make it harder to see, even if it theoretically looks better. Well, boys, I can't believe it. Michigan is going to the CFP. And after 10 hours, I've finally gotten the big grinder out. Now I gotta go all around and grind out all the little spots. But you can see I was just running the vacuum cleaner around here. You can see just how much dust has been piled up on here. This is gonna be a big deal to try to figure out how to get all this out, but I'm so fucking elated. I never thought I would see this in my life. All right, now the video's done. Go blue. This is the kind of shit you gotta do when you live by yourself and nobody is here to help you. This fucker weighs like 170 goddamn pounds. Oh, this is way better than getting it out. I should have come over here at first. Oh shit, that was stupid of me. I am excited to never see one of these machines again in my life. What the hell is this? It wasn't snowing when I just went upstairs. Oh boy. I gotta take all these bags of dust to the dump. If I put them in that trash can, they won't be able to lift it up. I realize I have to get, I bought 50 pounds of sweeping compound, and I bought another shop vac. This one's just gonna be a wet vac. I think what I gotta do is build a barrier around the drain, some type of filter so no dust gets into it, but the floor is gonna have to get wet. I'm regretting the decision not to pay someone to do this. So I think I've got my plan on how to finish this up. I grabbed 50 pounds of this Zep sweeping compound. I swept this side twice with it. I haven't touched that side. And then this is the new shop vac. And then this attachment here with the brush, when you have it on, it doesn't feel like much until you form the full vacuum. And then it really gets down there, and you can see where I've gone. Like, it sucks down so hard, you gotta really kind of push it with your knee to move it along. If you try to use one of these without the brush attachments, like say something like this, I mean, this just isn't gonna pick up anything. I think ultimately I'm pretty disappointed in that dust deputy. It maybe caught a third to a half of the shit, but I emptied the filter on that 20 times. Probably. So I mean, the deputy thing probably kept me from 40 times. So I mean, I can't say I'm totally disappointed with it. It doesn't catch nearly as much as I was hoping. It's probably just a product of the type of dust that I was pulling up. But so once I get this done with the vacuum like that, I'm just gonna mop everything probably 2-3 times, because even if after I go through with that vacuum, I'm still picking up dust on my finger, and obviously I can't have any of that. The good news is that a contractor talked to me today. He wants to bump me up like 2 weeks because he wants to do this. I still have no idea how he's going to fix this. Oh, I just got these in the mail. They're bright as shit. They just show how horrible this garage floor is. This is the reason I didn't even want to ever touch this myself. This is just so far beyond what my capabilities would be. Probably, yeah, I'm out of socks, so I need to get these over into there, and I actually need to get everything from in here into here, but I want to get the majority of the dust up. I'm just probably not going to mop until after that's done and then cured. Then I can move everything back out here, and then I can mop this 2, 3, however many times before I'm no longer getting any of that. So what I've learned is it takes me roughly 4 hours to move everything from inside the garage into here. And I was hoping that this wouldn't have to happen. I thought I did something smart, and I bought 2 of these 9x12 canvas things, so I can, or drop cloth, so I can put the bikes over them if I have any oils drop and whatnot. Now I was mainly worried about the little snow blower, not snowmobile, dropping any oils or whatnot. What I should have done was buy like 6 of them, because I just left tire treads all over the fucking place. So hopefully I'm able to scrub those things out. The worst ones were from moving around that, like, why do I have a fucking arcade machine that weighs 375 pounds. Those are dolly marks from the tires that I just aired up as much as I could, but I mean, it still left them. Like, if you ever want to learn a lot about yourself, move everything from one room into another, then move it back, then move it into here. And then move it back one more time, and then move it back here, which is kind of what I'm doing. And I'm not complaining, because I signed myself up for it, so that's what I want to do. I just made some more work for myself and having to scrub the shit out of the floor again, so I mean, it is what it is. I want, if this works out like I think it will, it's gonna be worth it. But
give you a little preview, because the people who know what they were doing were here today. This is what the garage is going to look like. Pretty badass. Polyurea bottom, polyaspartic top. I saw they put 75 pounds of flake on it, so it's a full broadcast. I picked a light combination so I can see easily. And the issue I have tonight is that I decided to go all the way out, so some of this will be exposed, but this is not a standard epoxy coating. This one should hold up much better to the elements. It's winter, so this thing went down. Well, it was like 38 degrees today, but polyurea, polyaspartic can cure a hell of a lot lower than an epoxy can. And I need to keep the garage off of this, at least for another, well, I can't walk on this for probably 12 more hours. I don't want to. And I want to lower my garage because I'm worried about like a fucking raccoon coming in here and just tossing it all up. The issue is I don't want to lower the garage yet. This has been curing for like 4 hours now, so I'm gonna wait another 2 before I go to bed, come out here, lower it as much as I can. I had them loosen that part up so I can move the garage. I'm just worried about a raccoon or something coming in here and just screwing it all up. The reason I can't lower it now is because there's all the dust. They didn't come and blow off all the dust after they grinded everything first. So if I pull it down, it's just gonna pour a bunch of dust right up on there, and I don't want that to cure into the coating. But I'll show you the whole thing when it's done. I'm really excited about this though. Thank you.